Okay, this is a tutorial on how to make a custom character. Well, obviously, first off, we need a character block. You get these, and you need an ID for it to even work. Well, you don't, because you just do that. You'll see we have unnamed here. But if you want to walk and touch it and use it, you need a ID. So just pretend I have that hooked up. Base character. This is not where you put the name of your character. You put it here. You can choose from any one of these. All it does is just does that as the default moveset. And then this is where you put the name of the character. So, oh, okay, custom character. Now this nil thing right here, this is the ID that you can put in for your whatever. It's a icon ID, so you would have to go to one of the Roblox decals. But that's not what we're worried about. This, when it's black, it does not show in the thing. When it's white, it does. See? Alright. Now let's move on to actual skill building. As you can see, we have a selection of things here. We have skill, special, awakening, melee, and chase. Today, we'll be worried about skill. Let's make our first skill. We'll do a basic punch with a cooldown of 10 seconds. This is optional. I'm not exactly sure what this does, but I'll have it on. You click on edit, now you have the skill builder. Wait, it's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, now we have skills. Click on these tabs and it shows you every single skill from every character. Now cancel, it just cancels the move, no matter what. It might not cancel certain sounds though, I'm not sure. But if you want to have a good moveset, and you also want to have it custom, you should instead of using skills, unless you need them for your move, you should make your own. Which is what I'm gonna do, because I'm assuming that you know how to do that. To make a basic punch, you'll need an animation so that it isn't just a hitbox, and I'll explain that later. So let's do that. We take the animation and we trim it to where it punches. So in this case, it's about 0.45. And we take the rest of the animation too, so that it isn't just bland. So now we take a weight, and we put it to 0.45. And then we add a hitbox. This hitbox is, well, it just does damage. Position is how far away from your humanoid part, aka your torso, is away from you. Rotation, pretty self-explanatory. Size, also self-explanatory. You need to know X, Y, and Z though. Stun is how long it stuns for, aka they can't move. Stun animation is, well, it's like, you know, when you punch somebody and they move out the way, something like that. Damage, self-explanatory. Debris, make it 2. Anything else is either too big or too small, and 1 is really laggy. Okay, I'll have it do 67 damage. No, I'm playing. Make it do 10 so it's balanced. Attack type, we have melee, which is counterable, all that. Bullet, which is counterable and blockable and all that, but it takes you to where the enemy is if you counter it. Explosion, pretty much the same thing but a little different. Swarm is not counterable. Domain is like Sukana's domain. You can't counter it, and it's optional if you can block it. Blockable, 360 block. Okay, this is regardless of wherever you're looking, you can block the hitbox. Self-explanatory, not self-explanatory. Okay. It stops all velocity, and it also cancels ragdoll. Can kill, self-explanatory. Hit ragdoll, also self-explanatory. Self-explanatory. Okay. Also, everything is self-explanatory. Okay. This, we'll be getting onto this later. This, let's say hit, means you can continue on. target, which I'll just make target, the person got hit, it does this branch. Finisher, it's pretty self-explanatory. It makes you do the branch. Projectile tag is something I'll explain later. Okay, so we have our and stun states. We need this. We need this so that way we're just not able to walk around during the move. I'll do 0.6 stun. Oh, I forgot to add the rest of the. Anyway, so there it is. Iframes. We need this. This pretty much makes it so that way you can't be hit. You can't take any sort of damage. Decent mission. Yeah, I don't care. Okay, now that our basic move is done, which we don't really need much of anything for, let's move on to VFX. If we take any of these VFX and we choose melee trail, as you can see, it shows up on my body. If we take, let's say for example star, it also shows up in the body part of my choice. I can choose here. Beam, you need a alt position for that, so like that. You can do 10, like that. You can make some pretty questionable things with that, which I won't be going over today. Okay, melee trail. Let's see, we choose it to which arm we're punching with. So in this case, it's the right arm. And we'll do it for 0.45 seconds, or actually, let's just abbreviate it to 5. Anyway, the way I set it is I usually have it to something close to this. And you can make it any color. In this case, I'll make it purple / pink, kind of. Not even really slash, just... Okay, purple. These are your colors. You need to know RBG for these to look well. You can kind of just like make it go lighter like that. Anyway, position, you don't need to worry about this because it stays on your arm automatically because of the way it is. This. Oh, and last hit is just like the last person you hit. It does it on that person. Alright, so now let's test it. Okay, everything that we have works. It just looks pretty bland, doesn't it? Let's fix that. Okay. We go back to our character block. The first thing that we should do is, see how it kind of cuts off and it just makes you stand normally? That's where fade out comes in. We make the fade out maybe like 0.4 and it looks a little better. It doesn't show here, but when you do the move, it'll show. Okay? And let's make this a little longer, so for about the duration of the animation, right? And now we add a target, the target branch specifically. This correlates to what I was talking about here. This will be done in another video. Okay, target. Now, if you want them to play an animation, you can choose a lot of the hit animations here. So for this, I'll just choose this and stun them for about a second. So let's do that. Oh, and we need the fade out, but the fade out also continues the animation, so we'll actually make it there. Alright, and you can have it a little slowed down if you want, which is what I'll do. It plays like that and it fades out for 0.4 seconds. We'll have stun just in case they for some reason don't stun. Okay, and now we need visuals, or else it'll just look bland. So we go and take a glow, which as of now looks a little weird. The way I like to set it is like that. Set the opacity, the alt opacity to 1, and this to 0.85, and you see it's a lot better. Perfect. You could have it right into it, like that, or you can make it a little longer. And it'll still look good. 100, 100, 100, 100. Okay, now we have our simple glow. We can add an effect like this for a strong punch, or we can add a little star just to make it look nice. And that's what I'll do. I'll add some energy sparks, which I'll do like 15 of them, or maybe 10. The opacity doesn't look well with certain objects, as you can see. And I'll make the energy sparks a little less, and I'll make it a little smaller. See, it looks nice, right? Okay, now we need sounds. Sounds are the key to your movesets. I assure you, I'm a moveset maker. Alright, now we'll get any sound. Let's see, we'll take a hit sound maybe. So maybe like I'm on a website getting sounds from JJS. Give me a second. We'll just take the normal hit sound. This is your normal hit sound that you hear in most of the game. Oh, and we need a swing. We need a swing sound. That is also very important too. So we'll take that. This is the swing sound. Okay, and most of our move is done. Let's test it now. See how it looks. Where's that dummy at? Oh. Oh. Move out the way. Okay. Now, let's test the move that we made. Uh-oh. See, doesn't that look better? It's a lot better. But let's fix that animation better, please. See, since it doesn't really do anything directional, we'll have to make it universal. So we can do, actually we can remove this, and since we have stun anim on, it'll look better. See, it just plays a default animation. And that's it for today.